Well, this is the first retrospective of the drawings of Juan Muñoz. And in his lifetime, Muñoz showed drawings from time to time in galleries or in museum exhibitions, but always as an aside. And here this exhibition concentrates fully on drawings. There has been one exhibition maybe 10 years ago in Grenoble where drawings were a part of it, but here now for the first time you see the full range of what he did on paper or on other media, just drawing. And the question is, what is a drawing for Juan Muñoz? And you will see that there's a variety of types of drawings, and that's what this exhibition for the first time I think makes visible. It happens that Juan Muñoz and I were born in the same year, 1953, and of course, when we were growing up, we were looking up to the same artists, these important American minimal artists, or the Italian arte povera artists. And we had this experience that there is a generation which is extremely important and strong. And in a way, an artist had to respond to this. I, as a curator, as a historian, I looked at this from my side more neutrally. An artist had to find a way of expressing himself in view of what these artists had done. And then I had in 2018 the chance to do an exhibition in Düsseldorf at the Thomas Schütte Foundation of his sculptural work, and this triggered then this exhibition. If you think that in the post-war European art, most artists were working abstract. Also in Spain you can see it with Tapies and other artists of this generation, that abstraction was the main way of expressing oneself. So in the 80s there's like a reaction to it that Muñoz and in other countries other artists start to draw figuratively again. And this is new. Today it looks so normal, but it was not obvious in the 80s that you could do this. And I think it's also a way to reconnect to history, to art history, to Renaissance, down to Baroque, down to the Chirico. All these were figurative artists, and in his drawings, in a way, Juan Muñoz picks up from this history. But you could say that there are two ways of drawing in his work. On the one hand, drawing is like a kind of a diary. He notes in ink very different episodes, ideas, fantasies, and this goes on through his whole life. And on the other hand, he chooses to make drawings on specific purposes, and he uses very different materials and very different styles of drawings. Because as an artist, Juan Muñoz wanted to create rooms, and for a room he did specific drawings like the raincoat drawings, or the drawings which accompanied the figure of a young Turkish man drawing, or he did them in different styles. He did copies, he adopted other styles, and that makes it interesting. He uses drawing as a tool and drawing as kind of a direct note. So two opposite uses of drawing. In the preparation of this exhibition, I had to do a lot of research because the drawings are dispersed in many collections, in private collections, some also in museums. And I went to these collections, looked at these drawings, trying to find out what there is as a body of work in order then finally to pick out drawings. And I tried to create with these 12 rooms of the exhibition 12 chapters of a story. Each room is a chapter which is in a way autonomous. You could say these are like 12 small exhibitions in themselves. Some are very coherent because only one subject is treated in a gallery, and there are galleries where there are groups of works from various types and various materials, various figures, various subjects. And so the exhibition is really lets you discover the artist step by step. Maybe one could say, and in the exhibition this group takes the most place, these are the illustrations for a novel by the English writer Joseph Conrad, late 19th century. Juan Muñoz was asked to do illustrations, and this illustrated book never came about, but it triggered an incredible series of works He wanted to find iconic images for what happens in this story, which it takes place in Africa. It's called An Outpost of Progress. And he goes on and uses 19th century style drawings, which were supposed to be engravings. And in the end, he goes as far as combining his drawing with silkscreen prints of modern contemporary images, photographic images confronted with his drawings. That's an extraordinary invention. And so you see a whole full range of types of work within this single group of drawings. That's one room where I tried to reconstruct an exhibition Muñoz held in 1995 in Boston, where he was invited as a visiting artist and he spent some months there. And in the end he presented this exhibition, which consisted of a small figure of a Turkish boy writing or drawing, and this was based on a drawing which he had found in Boston in the museum. And this figure is now three-dimensional. It's sitting in the corner of a room, and there are 5 drawings which accompany this figure. These are drawings of human mouth. You just see the mouth and nothing else. It's very enigmatic. What does it mean? They don't speak, these mouths, they are silent. This boy draws something, we don't see him. And this exhibition, we reconstructed in the core of this exhibition. So I tried, if possible, to bring back some of the original situations into this retrospective. The exhibition ends with 2 very specific groups of drawings, and both are based on photographs which he had found. One is the photograph of the director Luchino Visconti with the singer Maria Callas in the wardrobe, in the opera in Milan, and the director is standing with her in front of a mirror. They're seen as persons, they're seen with their mirror images, and the reflection, the mirror, was something which fascinated Muñoz thoroughly. And here you have the full range of significations, the director and the actor, the artist and his model, man and woman, and so on. It's all in this group of drawings. And the other set is one of his last exhibitions, which he held in Athens in Greece. And these drawings are based on a photo of the American writer, poet Ezra Pound, the old Ezra Pound. And Muñoz uses this photo as a cover for an imaginary book which he never wrote, a fictive book. And this book is called A Brief Description of My Death. And his alter ego artistically is Ezra Pound, and he uses Ezra Pound as an image of the old artist himself, a kind of disguised self-portrait. And this whole group of drawings is very moving because it was really 2 years before his premature death. So it's in a way prophesying it's a very sinister ending to this exhibition, but a very deep and existential ending. Juan Muñoz was always looked at as a young Spanish artist, and now he's dead more than 20 years. And here you can discover a really great Spanish artist through one part of his work, which is really a full part of his work and not just a side way. And I think this gives you the chance to see what a master he was. And in the eyes of posterity, I think this is even more clear than it maybe was at the time.